This is Justin AMZN on Thursday, November 29th, 2018. Today, we had an open that was pretty close to yesterday's close and just really chopped around. I had a couple candles up here that were basically tweezer tops and off by 5 cents, and then that pulled back. So this was right at a known resistance from yesterday's high, today's upper wick, and then again here. Pulled back a little bit and pulled back to a price down here that it hit pre-market, and then it barely tagged with this hammer on its way up yesterday. So, just like this had 3 touches around this price, well, 4, including this one, I guess, but there's 1, 2, third time it touched that. What's really cool with this price is taking a look at the 1700 call. You had a really nice risk reward. You can easily bracket this with a dollar risk, setting up like you can pretty much do 4 by 3, even though there's a couple lower wicks here that get down there, get down that far to the $3 range. You could technically do like 380 by 280, something like that. But in this case, I would just do 4 by 3 and just trust that it's going to move in that direction. It's going to bounce there. That's the assessment. So pretty quickly, in the next half hour, it moves up to 2R, 4 by 3 with the target up at 6, or you're just going to allow it to run, and it moves all the way up to 9, which was resistance from earlier. These candles were around noon. That was right up here. So, it was hitting this area at this same resistance. Actually, it was getting up there here and here. So probably actually taking profit around 1130. So 1130 was this candle. So that only made it up another $1. So, once it made it up here, made it close there, pulled back, somebody might have been setting up their target at 7 or even right back up to this price at like 650 if they didn't exit here. So probably only got like 2R on this kind of a move, just because you're not going to speculate. You can, but on this kind of move, a retest and then a continuation, it's right here at the same resistance. It could just roll back down again. What it ended up doing is doing this kind of wonky inverted head and shoulders that sort of broke and then retested again to this neckline, and then just kind of did multiple retests to it. Mostly this is just kind of a distribution up here. We've got relative highs throughout, slightly higher highs here, and then relative lows here, almost the same low. So it's just a nice distribution. And the candle we actually made on the daily here is very indecisive. This candle and this candle before it looks just like this candle and this candle before it. Bullish retest, either flat or slight, gap open, and then high wave with a bearish edge to it. High wave, bearish edge. The other place that kind of looks like this and this is right here, this candle. And I guess if you sort of merged these 3 candles together as a single bullish candle, and then this was your bullish retest gap, this candle is 1 instead of 3, and then moves right into an indecision candle that sold off. That's what we've done here. That's here. Just like my guess was that we were going to sell off from this candle. If we stay true to what we've done before, like here and here, and if we do it again here, if we sell off, then there is kind of a downtrend that's still intact. If, however, tomorrow we move up, Friday we move up, then that's something else that's broken to the downtrend. It still is in a downtrend. It hasn't gotten above this pivot to really signal that it's going higher. And even once it does that, that's when a lot of bulls are just going to, or a lot of newbies are going to pile on, and then they'll all get stopped out, and then the rest of us will get in for a bullish move. But if there's a gap tomorrow, I guess I'm kind of speculating that just like we moved up with this gap, we should move up with another gap up here. If we open in the high 1600s, even 1700. It's got some more room to run here. And that would trap any bears that got in today looking for the same kind of rollover, getting in early, not waiting for any other signal, just getting into it bearish. And with just the move that it's had, it's still got some bullishness to it. We're not quite on the measured move up to 1730, but we could get there on a gap up and a move up tomorrow. And I wouldn't say it's even out of the question if we have a very strong day tomorrow that we get up to 1750 and are contending with the values here and beginning to threaten an actual very large double bottom. We could get that close tomorrow. It's possible. It's also possible it takes all of next week to grind higher like that. But I'm just looking at what it did here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. It went from a low to a high and a pivot. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 candles. It did something similar, not exact, but similar, where it moved up, pulled back, moved up. It's kind of a ABC. It may not be done. Let's see if it's going for a measured move. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If we switch back over to the 5-minute, it's possible that you could have gotten in puts here, but it was really hard to actually pick the puts. This is the 1650, which we're just pretty close enough for a Thursday that you don't have a tight enough range here that it's $1. The only thing you really had going for you is that this wick is right here. So this lower wick, the low of 674, and then the low here, 675, 670. These 3 candles put in basically the same low. You could have just been buying that because, like we looked at on the 5-minute, we had a resistance here, 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 and here. Maybe you weren't in it this one, but you should be in it this one going bearish. Just because it opened this flat and it has the possibility of getting at least down to here and possibly a little further with this move pre-market. Would have been nice if I had suggested something like that in yesterday's video, but this is a review, and looking at hindsight, it's a whole lot easier to make these decisions. So review your plan. If selling off of pre-market resistance, previous day's resistance, and buying off of pre-market support, prior day support is acceptable, then do it. I do like that we were just pivoting on the 1665 price. I don't really like that the candle closed with a slight bearish tint to it, but I do like the setup that that's presenting on the daily and what could happen here. So we've not really got this slowdown consolidation like we had here or like we had back here. This is moving, and it's good for it to be moving because it's Amazon, and it's the right time of year for it to have just an influx of buyers, people thinking, oh, what's that up to? What's that company up to? And seeing this major pullback and feeling like they're starting to miss it. So those are people who are going to start buying, and we'll see if they get trapped right away or if it takes another couple days, if it ends up consolidating. I guess a consolidation up here is still acceptable, but I want to see it get above this pivot soon and then look for a pullback, to really just ride that higher. So we'll see what happens. I know this video is a little bit different with looking at the whole 5-minute and not really going candle by candle. It's still very valuable to do that, so go for it on your own time. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin Amazon. Thanks.